Dang.
What's up?
So that's who's watching, that's who's liking, and nobody likes.
Come on, people.
um, hey guys, uh, I am David. This is Katie. I'm in Dillsburg, Pennsylvania right now, and I just wanted to introduce y'all to Katie Parson.
It's
Katie
me.
Parson, and basically we got together to. We've been talking for the last
Few
what
months.
September. I think it was
Yeah.
September. We started talking in September. She had actually she reached out to me. Um, uh, I
It
don't
was
know.
through one of the videos that you had when you said, "Hey, if you want to do a collaboration and
Yeah,
stuff,
yeah,
like
yeah,
reach out to me." So,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
So we were talking back in September for the first time, and I don't know, like I just like she had sent me some of her stuff, and I just really connected with it. Hey, brother. Oh, hey, what's up? How's it going? Those are the people I'll be staying with in
Cool.
North Carolina or whatever. So,
Nice.
um, I was just showing her some of y'all's videos or whatever.
Yeah, you
But
guys are awesome.
yeah, yeah. Um, but yeah, so I was just with her stuff. Like I was just really, I really connected with it. She was like really, really. I feel like I see a lot of like really talented people, but there was something different about the way that she wrote. She was very, very creative in her writing style, and it was very, I just think like rich
Thank you.
in theology and rich um, in creativity and uniqueness. And I don't know, so we just kind of kept in touch for a while. Hey, what's up from Oregon? How's it going?
Nice.
Um, and yeah, so we just kept in touch for a while. And anyway, we kind of made a plan to get together, and we were just going to collaborate. And I usually, thank you, keep up the great work. Thank you. Um, I usually like we usually do. I usually do a cover song just because it's good exposure. Both parties kind of know, and we only usually have about a week to work together. But
Yeah.
and that was kind of the plan when we got here. But when we got together, um, I don't know what happened. Like we
We were,
just
yeah, we were just talking about like what we wanted to do and how we wanted to, like what songs we wanted to do. We looked at like 4 or 5 songs on YouTube that
yeah
I had sent him, and we kind of just sat there and were like, huh. And then I think you suggested writing a song. I believe you suggested that because you were like standing around, like, or you were walking around, like thinking about what we could do. Um, and that definitely resonates with me because that's what I love to do.
yeah
So,
yeah. So like one of the things that I really like I really try to compliment is like whoever I'm collaborating with, whoever I'm working with. I usually try to uh, compliment like things that they are best at, and one of the things that she is just really good at is songwriting, and so usually we only have let's hear it. So we did record it. We recorded the song. We're actually we're gonna save it just for Saturday, just
yeah.
because it's pretty special to us. We spent a lot of time with it. But yeah, we had a week, and we just decided to take the week and write a song together. And so we took every day and made it piece by piece. And I don't normally do that with collaborations, but because this one was unique to her and her songwriting, and something that I've been wanting to do for just more of in 2018, it really, I don't know, it
Yeah,
really
it
worked out.
resonated.
And so anyway, we kind of wanted to open up the floor a little bit. I mean, we're just going to continue to talk a little bit about this song. Once again, if you're just tuning in, we are going to be releasing that this Saturday morning, and so we just kind of finished everything up. We shot everything today. Um, we just did a live take,
Yep.
one take, one camera, one microphone,
Yep.
and it was really, I think, really, really beautiful. And I'm really excited to show y'all. Sweet, thanks. But yeah, so what did I just say we were gonna do?
Open the floor.
Yeah, yeah. Can't wait to hear it cover. Dang, I was hoping for an extra song this week. um, yeah, it's really hard to put out. more than one in a week. But anyway, yeah, I just wanted to open the floor for how about a preview?
Saving it for Saturday.
We're gonna, yeah, we'll save it. We can talk a little bit about it though.
Yeah.
But yeah, we did, like I said, I did want to open the floor a little bit if you had any questions about songwriting, the process,
Mm-hmm.
and just exactly what what we kind of went through for the week.
What are your musical inspirations from both of you? For me, honestly, for me, I have a few pretty distinct inspirations. J.J. Heller,
Yeah.
Andrew Peterson, and Ellie Holcomb. I just, Andrew Peterson especially, I really love how much he looks to the word when he's writing his songs, and it's always just so unique. It's not something that you hear on the radio all the time, and it makes you think a little differently than just regular, everyday contemporary Christian music.
Mm-hmm.
And J.J. Heller and Ellie Holcomb, kind of similar, but very, very unique in and of themselves.
Yeah. Ironically, a lot of my influences were not in the mix of the way we wrote this song. But I too am a big fan of J.J. Heller and her like storytelling.
Yeah.
He's a huge fan of.
Yeah. He's great.
So some of my big influences are I immediately, so musically I tend to go towards what the culture would call, you know, secular music or whatever, but I really like Need to Breathe. I love like 21 Pilots. I love some, as far as like theology. Seen any good movies?
Soundtracks really.
Yeah, soundtracks really inspire me too, actually.
Yeah.
Looking forward to the video. Awesome. Thank you. But yeah, John Mark McMillan is somebody who, in the way that he does music, which is kind of a little bit more independent, it's kind of the mix in between of worship and contemporary slash, I mean, it's just Christian, deep theology, and yet just kind of about the world, and the world that we're living in. What does that say?
Quality of the content. Matter when you write. There is some flaky stuff out there these days.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh,
so
man.
how much does theological content matter?
So yeah, that's a really good question.
Yeah.
I think in light of writing, I think it matters a lot, but I also like I like to find the balance of like capturing, like not, I mean, staying within, you know, what is good reason, but also like letting music kind of be music, like let it speak the language rather than like and there's a balance, because sometimes like truth, like, and we were battling with this song as well, because even we have a line in there that actually you wrote that says,
I am an arrogant fool.
I am an arrogant fool.
Yeah.
And like scripture speaks into us inherently. I like hip hop. I love your EDM mixes. Thank you. Yeah, that's kind of where I get that 21 Pilots thing or whatever. But just like some hard theological scripture. Can we have a small sample of it? At least some lyrics. Yeah.
We could just do like the first part of the second verse, since we just gave away that line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you wanna? Should we get the guitar real quick?
Yeah.
We'll just do a little. Y'all are asking. Y'all are so nice. Well, I'll get the guitar real quick.
Really
so
quick
you keep
sample.
them. You show them your kitty or something.
Yeah, this is my kitty Lionheart. Is a cat in the video. She probably would have been, but she actually fell asleep because she really likes music. She's a musical cat. If any of you have animals, they definitely like to hang around when music is happening.
Is that true?
A lot of them. I know Wesley does.
My dog usually, or I don't have a dog. What am I talking about? My old dog
Yeah.
used to run away when I would
Oh, never mind then.
start.
Fair
Oh, Rebecca.
That's funny.
So we'll just do just a little bit, because we're excited about
Keeping it till Saturday.
yeah, keeping it till Saturday or whatever. Your dog ran away. I mean, not like ran away, but like to the other room.
Yeah.
Then again, I did have a dog that ran away because I gave it a bath. And it literally ran away.
I'm gonna have to recover from that. Oh, Lionheart, no.
Which part do you want to do?
Maybe just the second verse, maybe? Or
The
not the chorus.
not the chorus.
No. Maybe just the second verse. I am an arrogant fool one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll do it just in like the beginning, like this.
Yep. That's good.
Yeah. Okay. We're refreshing.
So
it right
easy
here.
to forget when you write your own words. Rooted deep down inside, rooted deep down inside, I am an arrogant fool. Is it simply turning to thee, confessing I'm not God? Bro, you have no idea where it's going next.
Yeah, we're gonna save some because it's not a complicated song. There's not a lot to it.
Yeah.
But we'll just thank you very much. Thank you guys.
Hi, Jen. Oh, you can hear the JJ holler in that. Yeah.
Hey, Julian.
I'm digging it too. Yeah. Yeah. We'll save the rest till Saturday.
Yeah.
But
But yeah, some of the but yeah, it was just cool this week just because we really like that back to that like theology question. We really wanted it. We kind of treated it like a confession a little bit. I think like it was like what would I really be saying? I think sometimes what did it say?
I don't remember. Can't wait for Saturday.
I don't know if these go down.
I don't know. Message retracted.
Oh, they do.
Oh, that's cool.
I didn't know this did this. Why did I not know this? Why am I figuring this out now? This is so sad.
I want to write my own song. Suggestions. Sure.
Should probably just quit. That's what.
No.
What I did.
Don't quit.
Just kidding.
Honestly, like, if you want to write your own songs, I mean, one of the best things you can do is just to start and do as much as you can to learn all about it. So, I mean, you can find examples all over the place, but like this is kind of just coming from personal experience. Like,
where are you at, Dave? I am in Dillsburg, Pennsylvania right now. What does it say? How often
do you use your originals in worship services?
If I go lead somewhere, I usually do one or two.
You did one this week.
But I usually, part of it is people are there to sing along. And if they don't know the stuff, then, but part of it is, being able to bring what I think is fresh and stuff like that. But, that people want to sing along. So, yeah, you can continue.
Just finishing, what Forever asked, the writing your own songs. So from personal experience, like going to places where they talk about songwriting, like going to a retreat or a conference or like a workshop. Honestly, if you like Google songwriting workshops, a lot of times you can find them online or you can find them in your local area. They're relatively inexpensive to do stuff like that. But then, I mean, like look at your favorite songs that you enjoy listening to, and like look at the structure of the songs, look at the lyrics and like how they work together. But yeah, all those kinds of things is a lot of tools.
I think
You're welcome.
I do think too, something that we kind of started to stay true to is
That's true.
yeah, I think that's true too. I think good storytelling makes it. Yeah, I think good storytelling. I think our goal was to be honest. Like when we have questions about God, like what would I really say when I'm lying in bed, when I'm considering Him, when I'm having fears, when I'm having anxiety, when I'm having questions about Him. I think one of our challenges that we said was, let's try not to have a but in there, because a lot of times I think in Christian music, it's like I was this, I was bad, but now I'm good, and
right.
and I think the hardest part in Christianity is that when we come to Christ, the irony is that I think he brings us through trials, and trials don't feel good. He also disciplines his children,
Yeah.
which in the midst doesn't feel
Feel
good.
good.
And
Yeah.
so like like really allowing the Christian to be honest in their feelings, and yet like I forget who asked it or whatever, but was saying about theology, making sure that we're trying to stick
Hold true to that.
yeah, we're trying to hold true to what theology is, but also allow ourselves to be honest in the way that we feel about
Yeah.
whether God is disciplining us, whether he is allowing um, terrible things, you know,
Right.
and
Yeah.
still in light of his goodness.
Hmm.
I'm still yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean, it's kind of like looking at the Psalms, and you know, David the psalmist, he didn't, you know, end every single psalm with, but you know, but God is awesome, and I mean, a lot of them he did because he had to remind his soul that that is true.
yeah,
But on so many of them, he ended, you know, where are you, or just, you know, why am I so downhearted, you know, all these different things. So when I write keeping lyrics, oh, I missed it. You pick your themes. Do you pick your themes to write about? We picked a theme for this one.
what is a dumpster fire? I'm assuming it's a not good
Praising God,
place.
confessing His mercy and power. Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. You go ahead.
So this song that we wrote, choosing like a theme about it, we sat down and David asked, you know, what is going on? Like, where are you at spiritually right now? Is kind of the question you
Yeah,
asked.
yeah,
Or what's a spiritual theme in your life? And that's exactly where we came from. My theme, like right now in my own life, is really wanting God to be the one who satisfies every desire of my heart. And your theme kind of went with that, and so we kind of just talked through that together, and then
yeah,
started writing the words.
yeah. Hi, David and Katie. Hey.
Hi.
What's up? I think we kind of came together and asked the question of like, because when you're collaborating on a song, it's like what is God? We both wanted to write about God and theology, and it was kind of like what's God doing in your life? What's God doing in my life? And let's try to find the similarities or whatever. For me, I think I brought up the fact that I really authentically wanted to. I think it's easy for me to hope for and think about the idea of delighting in God, but like really honestly having like an authentic, rich, where like I consider Him in my thoughts. I consider Him in my the little things in
Yeah.
life, and like literally take a delight in Him. And there's not a lot of words in life that I would use for delight, but kind of that same concept. And I think that's kind of where I think honesty kind of comes hand in hand with that. But that was our theme, just things that we were kind of going through,
Yeah.
what we were hoping in with God, and that's what we kind of decided to write out of. And it's just really interesting because it went directions that we just never thought it would go.
Yeah.
I think it. I don't know. It was just really, this week was super refreshing
Yeah.
and super fun, and I think we. Careful, your John Piper is showing.
It's not awful. Good.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any more questions, like about songwriting or about the process that we did? How do you find the chords to match the lyrics in original songs?
How to find the chords to match the lyrics in original songs. I mean, a lot of times they're just online, and I look for them. Most of the time, they're wrong, or I don't like them, and so I just kind of make them my own, or whatever. A lot of times I can just kind of listen, and chords are,
Pick it out.
yeah, I mean, chords are pretty much, once you kind of get an idea of, like, once you can kind of, for me, like, honestly, like, I'll find the root of the, I'll just go up the E string, and I'll kind of just play until I hear, because I don't know, music very well. What's your favorite instrument?
Instrument or piece of technology to inspire writing?
I'll just finish this really quick.
Yeah.
So I just go up and I find out what key it's in. I found out what the root note is in the song, and then I'm like, oh, it's in the key of B. So there's probably going to be a G sharp minor. There's probably going to be an F sharp. There's probably going to be a blah blah blah. You know, and
Right.
just kind of knowing those, and then so I can just kind of pick it out.
Right.
Oh, and
So
that's it.
the question before.
Oh, yeah. What's your
this-
favorite instrument,
yeah.
piece of technology to inspire writing?
For me, I go to the piano because that's the instrument that I grew up learning how to play and listening to it even, or like listening to classical piano music or the piano guys. A lot of times is very inspiring to me. But there's actually, whenever I want to like,
Let's go.
I know, whenever I want to be inspired, or if I'm like reading scripture and wanting to be inspired to write songs, I'll listen to Bethel without words. Because it's just so, it's very like, what's the word, like ethereal, atmospheric. It's
Yeah.
just very full. When is your next gig? Hi, Mom.
Do you play out
So-
anywhere, or do you?
Yeah, I've
Do you?
done a lot, but I haven't
Okay.
done a lot in a few months. So
Do you have a next gig, or?
I don't have a next gig. I wish I could say I did.
Okay.
But yeah, so for me it's piano and like ethereal music.
Yeah, I think mine would be just my MIDI board. I just plug it into the computer, and I can just make effects with it, and
That's cool.
kind of start writing from there. The irony is we started with acoustic here,
We
which
did. It works.
It works. It really does.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say my MIDI board. Wait, was there one before
Yeah.
that?
How many songs have you wrote?
The both of us?
Yeah.
This is the first time we've met in person
Right.
this week.
Well,
Is that what they were asking?
was that for like each of us individually or for us together? How many you?
How many you have wrote?
Oh, okay, go to both of us. So for me, I think it's just
Okay. I see.
individually.
Okay.
So I have the problem of not finishing songs. So I have like, I don't know, dozens of unfinished songs. But I have about like 13 completed songs that are pretty good.
I don't know how many I have. I have a lot. I have very few online, but I used to write constantly and hated them all. And I know.
That's the worst.
I know. And so this is like a new season of like letting stuff come out, and so I probably online I probably have I don't know, a handful, 10, 12 maybe. But I mean I have a lot of covers online or whatever.
Yeah.
But like I have a bunch on Spotify and stuff like that, but I also have an album out there that I don't think most of you have heard. I don't know where it is though.
Really?
Yeah.
Hey,
Hey,
I gotta hear that.
hey.
When do you pick the music for your collabs, before or after you meet? How much practice does it take? That's a good question.
That is a good question. Usually, honestly, most of the collabs, we pick like the day that I usually get there on a Sunday, and usually that night or Monday morning we'll work on some songs. Sometimes the people that I'm collaborating with can't stand it and they need a song ahead of time, and that happens a lot. I'm pretty I can only do one thing at a time really well, so I usually just focus on the one thing,
Yeah.
and then wait till the week and just kind of trust God that He'll help me. And anyway, but yeah, usually I'll get together and we usually pick the song, create the song, shoot the song, edit the song, all in the week. And sometimes I'll pull all-nighters, but you know, I try not to too much. But I try to do as much with the person, so I'm not coming in saying this is what we need to do. This is what I try to do as much with the collaboratee
Yes.
or I don't know. Just because I'm there to work with people, I don't want to like come in and like manhandle. I want to come in and like
Yeah.
have fun and see what we create together.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm losing all the questions.
There's only one. Do you copyright any of your original songs?
We were actually just talking about that. I don't, and it's not because I think that's wrong or anything like that. It's because copyright is basically a form of being able to prove that you having like a document that you wrote that song. And and so basically there's other forms of copywriting. Like I have the song actually recorded. I have the dates on my computer as to when those were put into that computer. And so it's kind of the first, like whoever has the earliest form of proof of that song is the owner rights. And so that's basically what copyright is meant to do. And so nowadays, with everything being like documented and whatever, copyright isn't as important, especially for smaller artists. And my other thought, and I was just telling her, was like, if somebody honestly wants to steal my music, whatever. You know, like right now, it's not like I'm not that big, and like I'm actually a nobody, and so it's like if they want it, like it's like go ahead, you know, you can have it, and I'll just write something else.
Very true.
But I mean, I think as an artist grows, as I hope to grow, I hope to I'll probably do more legal stuff with that or whatever.
So how long have I been playing music? I started playing piano when I was 3, and my mom claims that I was singing when I came out of the womb. So I'm just gonna stick with that. No. I've been doing music, like really working at it, since I was probably 16, and just like trying to grow a little bit every day, but especially the last few years, like since college, like writing more and trying to learn different things, picking up like random little instruments, but yeah.
I always loved music growing up, but I didn't really start I started dabbling a little bit in high school, but it wasn't until I was 19 that I really started, like that was when I actually went and practiced and was like, I'm gonna try to get good at this. I think I can do that. And so yeah, I mean, 19 wasn't until I started learning something other than guitar or whatever. So it's pretty. Here's the thing: is I felt really late in the game. I actually, what inspired me was I thought I was too old. I thought I'd never taken band. I'd never taken any of that stuff. And so I just kind of was like, I'm beyond the point of being able to learn an instrument. And then I had this guy, his name was Dane Kane. He is somebody who I actually follow a lot. He's a musician in Wisconsin. He was leading worship, and I found out that he started playing guitar when he was 19 years old. And he was incredible. And I was sitting there at 19, and I was like, all right, it's time to start, doing something.
Cool.
And so that was my, like, the idea of being, like, I think of, like, 19 and thinking that I was too late in the game. My goodness gracious.
Crazy.
I'm 32 now. I don't know if y'all know that. I'm 32 years old, and I just started my music career in the last couple of years. And I thought I was too late in the game. That idea that you're too late in the game needs to go,
away.
Like, needs to just be thrown away.
Yes.
Yeah, it's so not good.
Started guitar at 18. It's
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, I
Not
relate
too
to that.
late. Rebecca, you asked if I had a YouTube channel, and I do. It's
Let's talk about that a little bit.
Okay.
So some of why we're kind of getting together is we have been talking a lot about what it looks like to start a music career.
Yeah.
And this is something that she has really wanted for a long time, and I think we had a lot of similarities in what we were hoping for in light of music, and kind of have gone through some of the same struggles. And so right now we don't have a ton to promote for her.
Yep.
But this whole week we've kind of been in the process of talking through what it looks like to set some goals and start making some progress, and so our hope was to kind of get together and just inspire each other in light of that. But I think we will definitely keep you guys posted on what that looks like. I think we'll probably put some links. She does have a YouTube channel. She does have an Instagram. There's not a lot on there, and this is what she has told me and what I've seen. So I'm not just speaking for her, but I'm just trying to encourage her in front of y'all a little bit. But we hope to kind of be. I hope to be kind of pushing into that a little bit more, or pushing for that, and like when she does get that kind of in play, to really make that a thing, and show y'all where that is. But I think she does. And do you want to tell them what it is? Because what's your biggest one right now? Or what are you like mostly
So,
active on?
yeah, the one that I use most of the time is actually my Facebook. I have a Facebook music page, and it's Katie's Passionate Pursuit, all one big long word. But I use that to just keep people updated with what I'm doing. Like I posted about you coming on there, and I do like live videos at home sometimes. So I put a lot of things or like upcoming gigs. I use that to really keep in touch. But I will be using that to start kind of linking like what I do on YouTube to my Facebook page.
Yep.
And then Instagram will kind of just, I'm learning how to use that as like an extra added jolt
Yeah,
into all of it. So
Katie's Passionate Pursuit. Katie's with an S, no apostrophe, one word. Katie's Passionate Pursuit.
yeah,
So
I've missed some things.
what's your Instagram so they can go there too?
My Instagram is at Caitlin's Vocals.
Caitlin's with a Y, right?
Yeah.
Caitlin.
Katelin's Vocals.
Caitlin's Vocals. Yeah. Is there an underscore or anything? Is it just one word?
All one word.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's where I follow her the most, is her Instagram.
Is 32 too late in the game?
No, I mean, I don't think so. I mean, I was just telling her, and I say this a lot, I actually feel infinitely younger and infinitely more inspired as a 32-year-old than I did when I was in my mid-20s. I felt so old. I felt so old when I was 25, 26. I felt like I just was done. I just, I had, musically was out, and as a 30-year-old, I feel just way more inspired and younger, and like, I don't know, it's just weird.
Yeah. Thanks, Kelly. Oh, how do you put songs on Patreon to be downloaded?
Yeah, that's a good question. There is just it's like an email. So when I post a thing on my Patreon, so for those of you who don't know, I have a Patreon. It's patreon.com/dvicmusic, and that's, you guys can go check it out. It's just, I give incentives. I'll spend time with people who donate to that. I give free everything. All my music goes there because I don't want to put it up on Spotify and iTunes and stuff like that just because it costs money. So I actually put all my songs that I make on there for anybody who donates for free, so they can have literally all of them, the past 100 and whatever songs, and that's just a way that helps me financially. Anyway, when I put up a song, so I'll put up the song on YouTube, I post it on my Patreon, and then it's like an email. I put a little attachment on there, and it just says, would you like to upload? I upload the song, I upload the chords for everybody, and then when that person who is donating to that site goes onto that link, they just click the link and it downloads straight to either their phone or their computer, whether it be the chords or whether it be the music. And so that was a way to kind of help me financially, and a means of giving people music, and so yeah, that answers that question.
Yeah, it does.
Where are we at with this?
Question. I think we're down to the bottom.
YouTube has inspired me to try my own channel, and I have so many inspirations. Yeah, that's awesome. You should definitely do that.
Do you guys have a favorite scripture verse? All of them.
I think I'm not super good at memorizing. I kind of I feel like all these are coming on my brain now. In Zephaniah 3:17, that's one of my favorite. It talks about God singing over us, and I think of like the things that I sing over. They're things that I really love. Like when I am feeling loved and cared for is when I just think of like delighting and singing over something. I don't do that very often. I'm not just this like always singing, but except for when I'm like just off my, trying to prove stuff, just I'm in love with something, and just to think that that's what God does over me, that He delights in me, and to the point where He sings over me, like that's sick. Like that's sick, and
That is awesome.
so that's one of my, especially in light of music and wanting to create. Just anyway.
Yeah.
What about you?
That's awesome. I kind of go through like I don't know, seasons of having a different favorite verse just because of seasons of life.
Yeah, yeah.
So for me right now, my favorite verse or scriptures is Proverbs 3, 5, and 6. Trusting in the Lord with all my heart and not leaning on my own understanding. In all of my ways, acknowledging Him so that He can make my path straight. Because I'm in a very just unique season as everybody else is, but
Yeah.
in a season of just learning, like, okay, what does it look like to just open my heart and my mind completely to just trust that God knows the path that's in front of me, and I want so badly to walk down the path and to, like, not be afraid of just getting into the things that He's passionate about, that I'm passionate about. But in order to do that, I can't do that on my own strength. I can't
Yeah.
do it in my own understanding. Like, I was reading in Proverbs the other day about how I'm too stupid to be a human, and like that's literally what one of the verses says in Proverbs 30. And I was just like, yeah, I don't even like know how to think. I don't even know how to be sometimes.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you know, I have to just completely trust God's hand.
Yeah.
So that's my favorite right
Yeah.
now.
Hey, this is getting a little bit long, so I think I'm gonna wrap it up. If you guys have some quick last questions, we can try to answer those. Otherwise, I think we're gonna start heading out.
Yeah.
But just do remember that that song we are gonna release on Saturday morning at it'll be 9 o'clock Eastern time, 8 o'clock Central time, 7 o'clock Mountain time, 6 o'clock Western time, or Pacific time, or whatever. How do you sing cover songs without infringing on copyright? That's a great question. That's kind of a long question, but basically, anytime you do a cover, anytime you do any sort of cover anywhere, even if it's in your house, technically you need the rights to that song. You need a synchronization license, and I think a mechanical license. I don't know. There's a couple different licenses. Anyway, YouTube has a formula. It's called the Content ID formula, and that is YouTube's big way of covering its basically synchronization license. And what that does is basically when I do a cover song, it takes that song, it sends it to the artist, and that artist has the ability to choose whether to leave that and do nothing with it, completely take it down, or take the rights to all the ad revenue. And most artists, because it's a collaboration or because it's a cover, leave them up because it helps them, and they take ad revenue, so they're making money for doing nothing. And so, well, they created the song or whatever, but so that's YouTube's way of covering that, and that's the simplest way I can think of. Zephaniah 3:17, the Lord, yes.
There you go.
Yep, that is my absolute favorite as of right now. Actually, the Lord's Prayer is probably one of my favorite. Like, just the humility in that is that's sick. Like, just the idea of may your kingdom come, may your will be done every day. Anyway, I keep going that.
John Piper.
Yeah, my John Piper showing. Thank you for explaining the copyrights. Yeah, you're welcome. You are welcome.
Hi, Mama.
All right, guys. I think and girls and women and children and families
and old people.
And old people.
You're old, so I can
I'm
say
old.
that.
I think we're gonna get going just because this video is getting way longer than I thought it was going to be. But
Yeah.
hey, if y'all have any questions about songwriting, feel free to reach out to me. You can just comment below. Also, reach out to Katie. I'll put some. I think I need to. I'm really bad at that, but I'll put your stuff in the description when this is done.
Okay.
Reach out to her, and she's the reason why I'm here is because of her songwriting skills, and so she is, I think, a really brilliant writer, and so just be sure to reach out to her and follow her, and we'll talk more about her on Saturday. But so yeah, we will talk to you guys later, right?
Yep.
Okay. All right.
Bye.
See you guys later. Thanks for saying hi. Thanks for sticking around. Thanks for all the
Yeah.
questions. Really, really appreciate it. And thank you for the support, guys. So we'll see you guys on Saturday, right?
Bye.
All right. Bye-bye. See you later.